Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about Tennyson's work. I have already made a video of the biography of Lord Alfred Tennyson, and in this video, I will discuss some works of Tennyson's and the summary of his works. The first work of Alfred Lord Tennyson is Poems Chiefly Lyrical. This work is a collection of poems which was published in 1830. Many of the poems contain experimental elements such as irregular meter and words employed for their musical or evocation power rather than for their strict meaning. It means in this work, experimental element is consist. What is experimental elements like irregular meter and words is used in this work in this collection of poems, and these experimental elements irregular meters or words is used for musical to uh, to give some musical elements to the poems rather than their meaning. So the collections and some poems of this collection is the Owl, the Carcan, Caribal a Melody, Mariana, a spirit haunt the ear's last hours, nothing will die, all things will die, the dying swan. Then the first or one of the poem of the collection chiefly lyricals is Nothing Will Die. This is three stanza poem. This poem has three stanza. This poem describes a speaker's view of life, death, and the importance of natural change on earth. The theme of this poem is life, death, and the natural change which occur in the earth. The poem begins with the speaker asking a number of questions. The answer to each one of these is never. The wind will never stop blowing, the clouds will never stop fleeting, and the heart of humankind will never become weary of beating. Every means tiredness, tired of beating. In the second session, he goes on to state that the future is going to bring change, but that does not necessarily mean the end. In the final stanza, everything will change, nothing was ever born that did not already exist. So as you see that the main theme of this work is life, death, and the importance of natural change. In this poem, the poet asks so many questions, and the answer of each question is never. Like he said that wind is never stop blowing, human heart is never stop beating, and cloud will never stop fleeting. So the answer of all these questions is no. And in further stanza, he said that the future is going to be changed. Our future will be changed, but it doesn't mean that it will be the end. And he also said that everything will change, but as whichever born in this earth will definitely dead. ठीक है, जो कुछ भी जन्म लेगा वो निश्चित रूप से मरेगा. Then all things will die. The central idea of the poem is that of accepting the fact morality. It means the morality means the deathness, anashwarta. Nashwarta. Everything that exists in this world is temporary, available, and that nothing remain forever. As you can understand the meaning of the poem from the title, all things will die. It means nothing is permanent in this world, and everything will be diminished in future. The dying swan. Tennyson conveys his idea about death through a dying swan. At the beginning, the poet draws a serious and silent plane so that he can choose a sentimental tone for this poem. This is the poem about death. Everything is afraid of death. So by using an animal swan, he tried to convey his idea about death, that everything will be dead at a particular time. The carcan you can say octopus lives in the ocean. So this poem describes the clumbering bulk of the carcass, its eventual rise to the surface of the sea and resulting death. The poem began with the speaker describing how deeply one would have to look in ocean to find the Karkan. It is a palace no human can truly go. He continued on to state that Karkan is not the king of this palace but just another feature. With the help of this creature, Karkan or octopus, he is trying to describe the theme of the death, that nobody can go दैट पैलेस वेयर कारकन इज़ लिव, मतलब कि जहाँ पर कारकन रहता है वहाँ पर कोई भी इंसान जाकर उसको नहीं देख सकता. एंड कारकन इज़ नॉट द ओशन किंग ऑफ द ओशन, एज सो मैनी फीचर्स, सो मैनी क्रिएचर्स इज़ आल्सो लिविंग ऑन द ओशन. देन मारियाना. This work was published in 1830. The subject of Mariana is a woman who continuously laments her lack of connection with society. The premises of Mariana originate in William Shakespeare Measure for Measure, but the poem and before Mariana's love return. So the theme or the concept of Mariana was taken from the work of William Shakespeare Measure from Measure, but in this poem, Mariana's poem is end without Mariana's love return. During a visit to Furness during the summer of 1830, Tennyson sought to give aid to Spanish rebel. During that time, he was affected by his experience and the influence appeared in Mariana in the south. So this is the historical background of this poem. Then our next important work of Alfred Lord Tennyson is Lady Clara Vere de Vere, which was published in 1832. It is also the part of his collected poems published in 1842. It means there is a collection of poems which was published in 1842, and this poem is the part of that collection. And Tennyson spent some time as a guest at Cronach Chase. Tennyson spent some time as a guest in Cronach Chase and wrote the poem to show his close friendships with the Devereux family. टेनिसन ने अपना कुछ समय जो है वो गेस्ट के रूप में बताया था इन क्योयार्क चेज में, और वहाँ पर उसने अपनी एक पोएम जो है वो लिखी थी अपने क्लोज फ्रेंड को दिखाने के लिए. द स्पीकर टेल्स दैट लेडी क्लार्क हैज़ बिफॉल्ड अ यंग बट लो बोर्न मैन हु लव्ड हर एंड ही कमिटेड सुसाइड आफ्टर हर रिजेक्शन. इन दिस पोएम ही सेड दैट देयर इज़ अ लेडी क्लार्क, उसने जो है वो धोखा दिया था एक यंग मैन को, एंड due to her rejection the man committed suicide. So this is the story. The Lotus Eater is very important work of Albert Lord Tennyson, which was published in collection poems in 1832. The poem is based on an episode in book 9 of Homer's Odyssey. Very important point, and many questions were came on this point कि Lotus of Eaters कहाँ से जो है वो किस एपिसोड पर बेस्ड है, तो होमर्स की ओडिसी पर बेस्ड है. ओडिसी सेलर्स रिटर्निंग होम आफ्टर द फॉल ऑफ टोरी आर फोर्स्ड टू लैंड इन अ स्ट्रेंज कंट्री आफ्टर ए स्ट्रॉन्ग विंड प्रोपेल दैम पास्ट द आइसलैंड ऑफ सैंथ्रिया. ओटाइसियस के सेलर्स जो हैं वो जब अपने लड़ाई से वापस आ रहे थे तो एक स्ट्रेंज आइसलैंड में वो रुके थे क्योंकि विंड आ गई थी, तूफान आ गया था. एंड द इनहैबिटेंट द mild-eyed melancholy lotus eaters are sustained solely on the fruit of the lotus plant. The sailors eat the fruit and lose all desire to continue their journey. तो वहाँ पर वो देखते हैं कि वे वहाँ के लोग हैं inhabitants हैं, they eat the lotus plant, and when Ocean's sailors also eat that lotus plant, they lost their memories and remain on the island. The Lady of Shalott. The Lady of Shalott is a lyrical ballad based on the medley La Dame-Gila de Shalott. It inspired many painters, especially the pre-Raphaelites. Tennyson wrote two verses of the poems, one published in 1833 of 20 stanzas and another in 1842 19 stanzas. This is very important work, and this work inspired so many painters, and so many paintings were drawn, and so many paintings were established after this story or this poem. And Tennyson wrote two versions of this poem. What is the story of Lady Charlotte? लेडी शार्लोट की स्टोरी ये है कि एक रिवर होती है, उस रिवर के इस तरफ जो है वो फील्ड ऑफ पार्ले होता है और वहाँ से एक रास्ता जाता है, कैम्बिलोट की इस तरफ रास्ता जाता है, और रिवर की इस तरफ टाउन है, 4 टाउन है और वॉल्स हैं। यहाँ पर और लेडी ऑफ शार्लोट रहती है और वह कभी भी बाहर नहीं निकलती है, उसे बाहर जाना मना है और वह कई सालों से एक ही घर के अंदर रहती है और वह केवल अपनी खिड़की से जो है बाहर के दृश्य को देख लेती है। और जहाँ पर वो खड़ी होती है, जिस खिड़की के पास वो खड़ी होती है, उसके ऊपर एक मिरर होता है, मतलब एक खिड़की के बिल्कुल सामने एक मिरर होता है और उस मिरर से वह बाहर की दुनिया को देख पाती है, वह बाहर की दुनिया को डायरेक्ट नहीं देख सकती। तो एक बार एक प्रिंस आता है और प्रिंस जब इस नदी के इस किनारे जो है वो आता है, यहाँ पर घूम रहा होता है, तो जब लेडी ऑफ शार्लोट उस मिरर में उस प्रिंस को देखती है तो उसकी सुंदरता को देखकर जो वो बहुत ज़्यादा उसके ऊपर उससे प्यार करना शुरू कर देती है और वो जो मिरर है वो मिरर टूट जाता है। और उसके बाद अगले दिन जो लेडी शार्लोट जो है वो क्या करती है, रात को नदी में बैठकर, एक नाव में बैठकर जो है वो इस किनारे यहाँ पर आ जाती है और उसकी जो वो है नाव है, उस नाव पे लिखा होता है द लेडी ऑफ शार्लोट। और जो राजकुमार आया होता है वो राजकुमार भी वहाँ पर आता है और उसकी ब्यूटी को देखकर वह बहुत ज़्यादा हैरान हो जाता है। तो दिस इज़ द स्टोरी ऑफ द लेडी ऑफ शार्लोट। S.T. Simon Stylites, written in 1833 and published in his 1842 collections of poetry. The poem describes the action of Saint Simon Stylites, a Christian ascetic saint who counts his various physical acts in hopes that he has earned his place in heaven. It means there is a saint, there is a sant, whose name was Simon Stylites, and he did so many rituals, so many actions to take a place in the heaven after his death. It captures Tennyson's feeling following the death of a close friend, Arthur Hallman, and contains feeling of self-loathing and regret. As I have already discussed in the biography of Alfred Lord Tennyson, that Alfred Lord Tennyson had a very best friend, Arthur Hallman. After his death, Tennyson was so much depressed and he wrote so many works on the death of his friend. Like very important work was In Memoriam, AHH, and this S.T. Simon Stylist was also dedicated or also based on the death of his friend. Then Break. This work was written early 1835 and published in 1842. The poem is an elegy that describes Tennyson's feeling of loss after Arthur Henry Hallman died and his feeling of isolation while at Mablethorpe, Lincolnshire. Poem describes feeling of loss and realization that there is something beyond the cycle of life and death. Tennyson captured his strong emotion in others' poems including Morte d'Arthur, Tithonus, Lucilius, and In Memoriam, AHH. So this is also a poem dedicated to his friend Arthur Henry Hallman, and in this poem Tennyson described the feeling of loss and realized that there is something beyond the death. And what is beyond the death? The memories and the actions of a particular person which is remembered after his death, after the death of a person. So, and there are so many other poems which was published on the death of author Henry Hallman. The poems was Morte d'Arthur, Tithonus, Lucilius, and In Memoriam, AHH. So this is all about for today, and in my next video I will discuss some more works of Alfred Lord Tennyson.